Welcome to the Pittsburgh Penguins home ice shot analytics breakdown for the 2025-26 NHL regular season. This analysis covers 28 home games played at PPG Paints Arena between October 2025 and February 2026, capturing every single shot event. A total of 2,480 shot attempts from both Pittsburgh and their opponents. Whether it was a goal, a shot on goal, or a missed attempt, every one of them is in this data. Let's start with the headline numbers. Pittsburgh scored 98 goals at home across those 28 games. That's an average of 3.5 goals per game. They put 825 shots on goal, achieving a 64.5% on-goal rate, and their overall shooting conversion stands at 7.7%. In terms of total attempts, Pittsburgh generated 1,279 shot events, roughly 45 per game. Their home record built from this data shows 12 wins, 11 losses, and 5 overtime or draw results. A marginally positive record. The goal differential is +7, scoring 98 and conceding 91. Three pressure metrics are particularly interesting here. 433 shots kept play alive in the offensive zone, 117 generated a rebound, and goalies only froze the puck 164 times. Roughly 12.8% of all attempts. That last number matters. A low freeze rate suggests Pittsburgh is shooting with force and precision, making it harder for goalies to simply smother the puck. Now let's look at how each shot type performs. The wrist shot dominates in volume, 775 attempts, 60.6% of all shots, but it converts at only 7.6%, which is actually below the team average when weighted. The tip-in attempt comes second with 161 uses, converting at 6.2%. The slap shot, 144 attempts, 5.6% conversion, is the least efficient of the high-volume shots. Two shot types stand out for their efficiency. The backhand, used 94 times, converts at 10.6% and achieves the highest on-goal rate of any shot type at 77%. But the real story is the snapshot. Only 83 attempts, yet a 12% conversion rate, the highest of all types. That is a significant finding. Pittsburgh is vastly underusing a shot type that its data clearly identifies as its most effective weapon. Shifting even a fraction of wrist shot volume toward snapshots could meaningfully increase goal output. Moving to the temporal breakdown. The first period is Pittsburgh's most efficient at home, 382 attempts and a 9.2% conversion rate. The second period sees the highest shot volume at 446 attempts, but conversion drops to 6.5%, the lowest of the three regulation periods. The third period recovers somewhat, 417 attempts at 7.9%. Overtime is the most striking data point. Just 34 attempts and a conversion rate of only 2.9%, producing a single goal. This is a dramatic collapse relative to regulation performance, and it raises a legitimate question about whether Pittsburgh's offensive approach in extra time needs to be rethought, both in terms of shot selection and player deployment. The relationship between shooting distance and conversion is exactly what you would expect, but the magnitude matters. Shots within 15 feet of the net convert at 12.9%. That falls to 8.5% in the 16 to 30-foot range, then drops to 5.2% between 31 and 45 feet, and all the way down to 3.1% and 2.9% beyond 45 feet. The key concern, 297 attempts, 23% of Pittsburgh's total home shot volume, came from beyond 45 feet, where the conversion rate is below 3%. The average shot distance overall is 30.7 feet, which sits just above the point where conversion starts declining sharply. There is a clear tactical argument for Pittsburgh to prioritize shooting from within 30 feet wherever possible. The shot quality premium is substantial. Let's look at the individual contributors. Sidney Crosby leads with 15 goals from 103 attempts, converting at 14.6%, nearly double the team average. Anthony Mantha is actually the most efficient shooter on the team at 15.4%, 12 goals from just 78 attempts. Together, Crosby and Mantha account for 27 goals, which is 27.6% of all Pittsburgh home goals. Brian Rust leads in volume with 117 attempts and contributes 10 goals, though his 8.5% conversion is closer to the team average. Connor Dewar is quietly effective at 10.3%. Perhaps the most intriguing name on the list is Igor Chinnikov, only 28 attempts, but a 14.3% conversion rate, matching the production level of the team's top players. He may represent an underutilized asset. Yevgeny Malkin, one of the franchise's iconic players, converts at 6.8%, below average, from 73 attempts. The scatter chart on the right makes this dynamic visual. Crosby and Mantha sit in the elite zone of high conversion and strong volume, while players like Malkin and Rust populate the high volume, average conversion quadrant. This slide looks at two things: the downstream effects of Pittsburgh's shot pressure and how their home performance compares to opponents. On the pressure side, 33.9% of all Pittsburgh shots keep play alive in the offensive zone. That is a key indicator of sustained territorial control. A further 9.1% generate a direct rebound, and another 9.1% result in a rebound shot attempt. The goalie froze the puck on only 12.8% of attempts, reinforcing the point that Pittsburgh shoots hard and unpredictably. The comparison with opponents is perhaps the most analytically provocative finding in the entire dataset. Pittsburgh outshots their opponents at home 1,279 to 1,201, a meaningful volume advantage. But their conversion rates are nearly identical. Pittsburgh at 7.7%, opponents at 7.6%. The home ice advantage in this data manifests through shot volume and zone time, not through higher shot quality. Pittsburgh generates more attempts at home, but they do not generate meaningfully better chances. The net result: a +7 goal differential over 28 games. Narrow but positive. Let's close with the 5 conclusions this data supports. First, the snapshot is Pittsburgh's hidden gem. At 12% conversion, 58% better than the wrist shot, it is underused at only 83 attempts. This is the single clearest tactical opportunity in the data. Second, the first period is their prime time. 9.2% conversion in the first period versus 6.5% in the second represents a significant within-game split. Overtime at 2.9% is a structural problem worth addressing. Third, distance is everything. Shots inside 15 feet are 4 times more likely to result in a goal than shots beyond 45 feet. Reducing low-value, long-range attempts should be a priority. Fourth, Crosby and Mantha are carrying the scoring load. Their combined 27 goals represent more than a quarter of all home goals, both converting well above the team average. Their form is critical to Pittsburgh's offensive identity. Fifth and finally, Pittsburgh's home ice advantage operates through volume, not quality. They outshoot opponents by 78 attempts per 28 games, but both teams convert at the same rate. To genuinely improve their home record, Pittsburgh needs to improve shot quality, particularly by shooting closer to the net, increasing snapshot usage, and addressing the overtime scoring crisis.